In the vibrant political landscape of Jamaica, some names stand out more than others. Mark Golding is one of those names. He has moved from the world of business and law into the very center of national leadership. As the current leader of the opposition and the president of the People's National Party, he holds a significant position. His journey is a story of ambition, service, and a deep connection to his Jamaican roots. Understanding his path helps us understand a key part of modern Jamaican politics. It shows how personal history and professional experience can come together to shape a public figure. This essay will trace the remarkable story of Mark Golding. We will begin with his early years, exploring his upbringing and education in Kingston. This part of his life set the foundation for everything that followed. Then, we will look into his successful career in the private sector, first as a lawyer and later as a prominent businessman. These experiences gave him a unique perspective on Jamaica's economy and society. The narrative will then shift to his entry into the political arena, charting his rise through the ranks of the PNP to become its leader. His story is not just about one man, it reflects the changing dynamics of leadership in Jamaica. Following his career from the courtroom to the corporate boardroom and finally to the halls of Parliament provides a complete picture. We will examine the key moments that defined his political career, from his appointment as a senator to his role as Minister of Justice. The story will highlight the challenges he faced and the successes he achieved along the way. By looking at each step of his journey, we can see how his background has influenced his political vision for the nation and its people. Ultimately, this exploration of Mark Golding's life offers more than just a biography. It is a window into the forces that shape Jamaican leadership and public service. From his family's history of public service to his own path, his story is woven into the fabric of the nation. It provides a case study of a modern Caribbean leader navigating the complexities of governance, party politics, and public expectation. As we follow his journey from his roots in Kingston to his current role on the national stage, we gain a clearer understanding of the man who aims to lead Jamaica into its future. The table of contents for Part 2, Act 1, covers 4 sections. A foundation in Kingston, the halls of Campion College, forging a path at Oxford, and the final steps in legal education. Mark Golding was born on July 19, 1965, into a family with a strong history of public service in Jamaica. His father, Sir John Golding, was a highly respected orthopedic surgeon who came to Jamaica from the United Kingdom. Sir John founded the Mona Rehabilitation Centre, a place dedicated to helping people with physical disabilities. Mark's mother, Lady Patricia Golding, also contributed to the nation. She was born in Jamaica and worked as a nurse, showing a deep commitment to caring for others. Growing up in this environment, Mark learned the values of service and compassion from a very young age. The Golding household in Kingston was a place where discussions about social issues and the well-being of the nation were common. Being surrounded by parents who dedicated their lives to improving the lives of others left a lasting impression on young Mark. He saw firsthand the impact that dedicated individuals could have on their community and country. His father's work, in particular, showed him the importance of building institutions that could serve people for generations to come. His early childhood was spent in the St. Andrew parish of Kingston, a bustling urban environment that exposed him to the diverse realities of Jamaican life. He was not shielded from the challenges that many people faced. Instead, his family's work brought him into contact with individuals from all walks of life. This exposure provided him with a grounded perspective on his country. It helped him develop an understanding of the social and economic issues that affected ordinary Jamaicans. The combination of his father's British heritage and his mother's Jamaican roots gave him a unique identity. He was deeply connected to Jamaica, yet also had a broader international perspective. The values of hard work, empathy, public duty were not just abstract concepts. They were the principles he saw his parents live by every day. These early years in Kingston laid a solid foundation, preparing him mentally and morally for the rigorous academic and professional journey that lay ahead. For his secondary education, Mark Golding attended Campion College in Kingston. This school is widely regarded as one of Jamaica's top academic institutions. It is known for its high standards and for producing many of the country's future leaders in various fields. At Campion, Mark was part of a competitive and intellectually stimulating environment. The Jesuit-run school emphasized not only academic excellence, but also the development of a well-rounded character. The school's motto, Luceat Lux Vestra, let your light shine, encouraged students to strive for their best and to use their talents for the good of others, a principle that resonated with his family's values. During his time at Campion College, Mark proved to be a dedicated and capable student. He excelled in his studies, showing a particular aptitude for subjects that required critical thinking and analytical skills. The curriculum was demanding, preparing students for university-level work and beyond. He participated actively in school life, engaging with his peers and teachers in a way that sharpened his mind and broadened his horizons. The discipline and rigorous academic training he received at Campion were instrumental in preparing him for the challenges of higher education abroad. It was here that he began to build the intellectual framework for his future legal career and his future political career. The social environment at Campion College was also significant. He was surrounded by some of the brightest young minds in the country, many of whom would go on to have successful careers. This network of peers provided a space for intellectual debate and the exchange of ideas. It exposed him to a variety of perspectives and helped him develop his communication skills and his interpersonal skills. Friendships forged in the classrooms and on the playing fields of Campion helped shape his understanding of teamwork. Rivalries helped shape his understanding of leadership and collaboration. Ultimately, his years at Campion College were a critical stepping stone. The school provided him with more than just a diploma. It gave him the confidence and the academic foundation needed to pursue his ambitions on a global stage. By the time he graduated, Mark was well equipped to take the next major step in his educational journey. He was ready to leave Jamaica to study at one of the most prestigious universities in the world, carrying with him the lessons learned in the halls of Campion. After completing his secondary education at Campion College with distinction, Mark Golding set his sights on higher education in the United Kingdom. He earned a coveted spot at the University of Oxford, a world-renowned institution with a long history of academic excellence. At Oxford, he enrolled to study law, a field that demanded rigorous intellectual discipline and a deep understanding of complex systems. The decision to study law was a natural fit for his analytical mind and his growing interest in governance and social justice. His time at Oxford was a period of immense intellectual growth. He was immersed in a challenging academic culture, studying alongside students and scholars from all over the world. He pursued a Bachelor of Arts in Jurisprudence, Oxford's law degree. The program was known for its tutorial system, where students engage in intensive discussions with their professors in small groups. This method of learning forced him to defend his arguments, think critically, and refine his understanding of legal principles. The experience honed his analytical and debating skills, which would become invaluable in his future career as a lawyer and as a politician. Living and studying in England also broadened his perspective on the world. While he remained deeply connected to his Jamaican roots, his time at Oxford exposed him to different cultures, political systems, and ways of thinking. This international experience was crucial in developing a more global outlook. In 1989, Mark Golding graduated from the University of Oxford with his law degree. He had successfully navigated one of the most demanding academic environments in the world. His Oxford education provided him with a prestigious qualification and a powerful intellectual toolkit. It opened the door to a promising legal career and equipped him with the knowledge and confidence to tackle complex issues. He was now ready for the final stage of his formal education before returning home to begin his professional life. This next step took him to the Norman Manley Law School, which is part of the University of the West Indies Mona campus in Jamaica. Returning to his home country for this final phase of his training was a deliberate choice. At the law school, the focus shifted from the theoretical study of law at Oxford to the practical application of legal principles. He learned the specific procedures of the Jamaican court system, the art of legal drafting, and the ethics of the legal profession. This hands-on training was designed to prepare students for the day-to-day realities of being a lawyer. In 1990, Mark Golding completed his studies and was awarded the Legal Education Certificate, which qualified him to be called to the bar in Jamaica. This was the culmination of many years of intense study. He was now fully equipped, both academically and professionally, to begin his career. His comprehensive education gave him a unique advantage. With his education complete, Mark Golding was officially called to the Jamaican bar in 1990. Mark Golding began to build not only his professional career, but also his personal life. During this period, he met and married Sandra Kennedy. Their partnership became a central and stabilizing force in his life as he embarked on a demanding career path. His marriage to Sandra brought with it the joy and responsibilities of parenthood. The couple has 3 children, a son, Alex, a daughter, Tess, and a daughter, Ella. Raising a family while building a high-stakes career required a careful balancing act. Mark dedicated himself to being a present and engaged father. This commitment to his wife and children offered a private counterpoint to his increasingly public professional life. The experience of fatherhood undoubtedly deepened his understanding of the hopes and concerns that families across Jamaica face every day. His family provided him with a sanctuary of support and normalcy. This period of settling down and starting a family was fundamental to the man Mark Golding would become. The daily realities of being a husband and a father undoubtedly shaped his character, fostering traits like patience, empathy, and a long-term perspective. His family life provided the solid ground on which he could stand as he began his ascent in the professional world, ready to make his mark. With his legal education complete, Mark Golding began his professional career in 1990 at Hart, Muirhead and Fatter, a respected law firm in Jamaica. He entered the firm as an associate, eager to apply his academic knowledge to real-world legal challenges. He quickly distinguished himself as a bright and hard-working young lawyer. That combination let him tackle complex cases and transactions with confidence. He focused on corporate and commercial law. This area deals with the rights, relations, and conduct of persons and businesses engaged in commerce, merchandising, trade, and sales. It fit his analytical mind and his interest in the economic structures of the country. He worked on corporate finance, mergers and acquisitions, and capital markets transactions. That work put him at the heart of Jamaica's business community. He became a trusted advisor to major players in the Jamaican economy. He showed a keen intellect, meticulous attention to detail, and a calm demeanor under pressure. His reputation grew rapidly. In 1993, he was made a partner at the firm, a significant achievement early in his career. The role brought increased responsibility in handling major client accounts and in helping to manage the firm. He got his first real taste of executive management, thinking strategically about growth, client relationships, and the long-term health of the organization. That period honed his leadership skills and prepared him for even greater business challenges. After establishing himself as a top corporate lawyer, Mark Golding's career took a significant turn. His expertise in finance and capital markets had not gone unnoticed. In 2000, he decided to transition from practicing law into investment banking and into finance directly. He co-founded Daring, Bunting and Golding, DB&G. The firm quickly became one of Jamaica's most innovative and successful financial institutions. He began shaping financial deals, not just structuring them legally. At DB&G, he served as vice president and general counsel, blending his legal expertise with a new finance focus. He guided company strategy and ensured compliance with complex financial regulations. The firm had a dynamic market approach, introducing new financial products and services to Jamaican investors. DB&G deepened Jamaica's capital markets, giving businesses new ways to raise funds and individuals more options to invest their savings. Golding's leadership drove rapid growth and a reputation for innovation and integrity. DB&G became a major force in the Caribbean, expanded operations and listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. As co-founder and senior executive, Golding was central to that success. He moved from outside observer to builder, creating a major enterprise from the ground up, creating jobs and generating wealth. The period was transformative. It broadened his expertise beyond law into economics, investment, and large-scale business management. Mark Golding's success in the business world, particularly with the high-profile investment bank DB&G, naturally raised his public profile. He became known to the wider Jamaican public as a prominent, successful businessman. He was part of a new generation of Jamaican entrepreneurs driving the country's economy forward. That visibility positioned him as a figure of national importance. His opinions on business and on the economy carried weight and influence. He was appointed to the board of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, contributing expertise to the governance of the country's primary capital market. Other board appointments placed him to help shape the regulatory framework and the strategic direction of key institutions. He developed a reputation for being thoughtful, articulate, and pragmatic. When he spoke on economic issues, he spoke with the authority of deep, hands-on experience. He wasn't just an academic or a commentator. He was a practitioner. He was seen as a serious, capable leader who understood the interplay between government policy and private enterprise. This public persona, built through years of business leadership, laid important groundwork for public service. By the mid-2000s, he had a formidable private sector career. His journey from top corporate lawyer to co-founder of a leading investment bank gave him a unique, powerful skill set. That profile, plus values of public service from childhood, made entry into politics a logical next step in a life dedicated to Jamaica's development. After a highly successful career in law and finance, Mark Golding made the significant decision to transition into public service. In 2007, the then leader of the opposition, Portia Simpson Miller, appointed him to the Senate. The Senate, or upper house of Jamaica's parliament, often includes individuals appointed for their specific expertise. Golding's deep knowledge of law and finance made him a valuable addition. This appointment marked his formal entry into the political arena. He was appointed as the opposition's spokesperson on commerce, industry, and investment, a portfolio that perfectly matched his professional background. In this capacity, he was responsible for scrutinizing the government's policies in these areas. He quickly became known for his well-researched, articulate, and incisive contributions to debates in the Senate. His style was more analytical and less fiery than some of his political colleagues, reflecting his background as a lawyer and businessman focused on facts and logical arguments. This initial period in the Senate served as a crucial apprenticeship in national politics. It allowed him to learn the intricacies of the legislative process, the dynamics of parliamentary debate, and the art of political communication from within the system. He proved to be a quick study, earning the respect of members on both sides of the political aisle for his professionalism. His work as a senator from 2007 to 2011 laid the essential groundwork for his future in representational politics. He was building a reputation not just as a successful professional, but as a serious and capable public servant committed to national development. This phase was the bridge between his private life and his future as an elected official and government minister, setting the stage for a more direct role in shaping Jamaica's future. Following the People's National Party's victory in the December 2011 general election, Mark Golding's political career advanced significantly. The new Prime Minister, Portia Simpson Miller, appointed him as the Minister of Justice. This was a critical and challenging cabinet position, placing him in charge of a ministry responsible for upholding the rule of law, modernizing the justice system, and overseeing legal and constitutional reform. It drew directly on his extensive legal background. As Minister of Justice, Golding faced some of Jamaica's most persistent challenges. The justice system had a large backlog of cases, inadequate infrastructure, and needed legislative updates to tackle modern crime. He approached the job methodically with a reform-oriented mindset. His tenure from January 2012 to February 2016 focused on practical reforms. He championed technology to modernize the legal system, including introducing digital recording of court proceedings. He also led discussions on constitutional matters like the debate over Jamaica becoming a republic and replacing the Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice. This work put him at the center of national conversations. As a senior official, he worked with the judiciary, the legal profession, law enforcement agencies, and civil society groups. The role demanded legal acumen and political skill to build consensus. His performance solidified his reputation as a serious, detail-oriented leader. It was a period of immense responsibility that prepared him for greater challenges ahead. During his time as Minister of Justice, Mark Golding was responsible for piloting several significant pieces of legislation through Parliament. One of his most notable achievements was his stewardship of the law to decriminalize the possession of small amounts of cannabis or ganja for personal use. The law also established a framework for a legal medical marijuana industry. Another key area of his policy focus was the fight against organized crime and the fight against corruption. Golding was instrumental in the passage of powerful anti-gang legislation. This law gave law enforcement and prosecutors new tools to dismantle criminal organizations. He also worked to strengthen laws related to financial crimes and anti-money laundering. In addition to these high-profile laws, Minister Golding focused on reforms aimed at improving human rights and access to justice. He oversaw changes to the justice system designed to protect vulnerable groups. This included initiatives to improve the legal aid system and to find alternatives to incarceration for non-violent offenders. As he once stated, "A society is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable." These legislative achievements showcased his ability to translate policy objectives into concrete law. His approach was typically pragmatic and evidence-based, seeking solutions that were workable and sustainable. The body of work he completed as Minister of Justice left a tangible legacy, modernizing aspects of Jamaican law and addressing long-standing social and security issues. In the general election of February 2016, the People's National Party was narrowly defeated. However, he achieved a significant personal victory in that same election. He had contested the parliamentary seat for St Andrew Southern. He won the seat, transitioning to an elected Member of Parliament in the House of Representatives. Returning to the opposition benches, he was appointed as the opposition spokesperson on finance and planning. This was a senior and highly influential position. Drawing on his extensive background in finance and business, he was well suited to scrutinize the new government's budget. He scrutinized its economic policies and its financial management. The People's National Party faced another defeat in the September 2020 general election, which led to the resignation of its then-president, Dr. Peter Phillips. Seeing an opportunity to offer his vision for the party and the country, Mark Golding announced his candidacy for the presidency of the PNP. His campaign for the party leadership was centered on a message of unity, renewal, and a return to the party's core principles. His opponent in the race was Lisa Hanna. On November 7, 2020, the PNP delegates cast their votes. When the results were announced, Mark Golding had emerged victorious. The victory was a culmination of his years of service to the party. He had now reached the pinnacle of his party's leadership structure. With this new mandate, he automatically became the leader of the opposition in Jamaica's parliament. Upon becoming the sixth president of the People's National Party, Mark Golding immediately faced the dual challenge of uniting a fractured party and providing strong opposition to a popular government. As leader of the opposition, Golding has focused on holding the government accountable on key national issues. He has also made a conscious effort to connect more directly with the Jamaican people, increasing his presence in communities across the island and using social media. Leading a major political party has required him to evolve as a politician. He has worked to balance the roles of a serious policy expert and an inspiring political leader. Mark Golding's journey is a compelling narrative of modern Jamaican ambition. His legacy is still being written. He has proven himself as a lawyer, a businessman, a government minister, and now a party leader. His journey shows expertise and pragmatism have a place in Caribbean politics. The ultimate success of his political career will be determined by his ability to lead his party back to power and implement his vision for Jamaica. As the current leader of the opposition, Mark Golding stands at a critical juncture in his career and in the political life of Jamaica. This requires a delicate balance of actions. He must continue to be a sharp and effective critic of the current administration's policies, while at the same time he must articulate a positive and inspiring vision for the future that addresses their most pressing concerns, from economic hardship to personal security. The road ahead will undoubtedly be filled with challenges. He must continue the work of consolidating his leadership within the PNP, ensuring that the party is united, disciplined, and energized. He also faces the task of competing against a popular incumbent government. His future success will likely depend on his ability to frame the national conversation around the issues where he and the PNP are strongest. This includes leveraging his economic expertise to speak with authority on job creation and cost of living solutions, as well as using his legal background to propose comprehensive strategies for justice reform and crime reduction. He must persuade voters that his pragmatic and modernizing approach is what the country needs. Ultimately, Mark Golding's place in Jamaican history is yet to be fully determined. Whether he can take the final step to become the Prime Minister of Jamaica remains the great unanswered question of his political journey. For now, he remains a central figure in the nation's civic life, a dedicated public servant whose story, from his Kingston roots to his current role in national leadership, serves as a powerful example of a life committed to the progress of his homeland, Jamaica.